What's up, you guys? Anthony here. Welcome back to another video. And in this video, I want to show you my Facebook ads strategy and daily optimization routine that allows me to pump out 3K days on pretty much complete autopilot, insanely profitable. And I'll go ahead and show you the 13th, which was a couple of days ago. We did $3,000 in sales. And yesterday we did 2,600 or about, I guess, 2,700 in sales. And I want to show you my routine basically that I do every single day to get these results inside of Facebook ads, and I'll take you inside of the ad account as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're just going to walk through basically everything that I do every single day to get performance like this in my ad account, and what I would recommend that you guys focus on if you want to get results as quickly as possible with a branded dropshipping business and scale it to making $1,000 in profit every single day. So let's take a look at Wednesday. As you can see, Wednesday we spent $1,000 to make back 3,000. So over a 3x return on ad spend there, or just about a 3x return on ad spend. And then if we look at the 14th, we did $2,600. And if we go back into our ad account, let me actually throw on return on ad spend for you guys, just so we don't have to go back and forth in the ad account. Let's do results ROAS and move this up here. My next results. Okay, so these are really our two main campaigns. As you'll see, I don't have any other spend. I had a little bit of spend on this off CBO here, but if we just look across these past 2 days, it's really between the bulk of these two campaigns. So I'm gonna filter by these campaigns just so we can kind of see performance individually. And then collectively for the last 2 days, we've been at about a 3 return on ad spend. So let me talk about the setup of the account. Right now I have 2 campaigns. I've got one campaign on cost caps and just a bunch of different creative tests running in here. And then I've also got a highest volume campaign, which is essentially running the exact same stuff. There's some slight differences in the creatives, but for the most part, for the last few days, I've just been focused on launching any new creatives that I have into both of these campaigns. So I'll talk a little bit about why I have these 2 campaigns. As you can see, between the 2 of them, highest volume is definitely outperforming, just purely from CPA. But in terms of overall volume, I've got 10 more conversions on the cost cap campaign. So the reason for this setup is because I've been watching a lot of content from different creators. Shout out to Manny Barbas, if you guys don't know him, massive YouTuber, look him up. I'll link his channel in the description of this video. He basically did a video on his setup that he runs for his brand that's doing 9 figures. He's doing 9 figures and I'm not, so it's probably safe to say his strategy is more effective than mine. But essentially the strategy that he runs is a CBO bid cap campaign, where he basically has one big campaign per country, and then he just launches every single day. He's launching 5 to 10 ad sets in there, new creatives every single day without fail. So I'm basically doing the exact same setup as that, except I am using cost caps as opposed to bid caps. And the reason why I'm using cost caps is, number one, I've found that they're much easier to actually get spend and delivery on compared to bid caps. Number two is because my AOV can vary quite a bit. As you can see, yesterday was 101, the day prior was 112. Cost caps allow you to play around with averages a bit more, whereas a bid cap really requires you to have a fixed bid amount that you're willing to pay for every single purchase. And just because I don't know that yet, because it's such a relatively new store, I'd rather go with cost caps where I'm still getting the benefit of Facebook only spending my budget when it thinks it can hit my sale, but there's a little bit more room for averages and I can still get a little bit more spend, because my main priority right now is getting spend increased, getting more creatives, figuring out what's working, and then scaling from there. Maybe in the future I'll transition to bid caps, but right now cost caps are working incredibly well. And then next I have a highest volume campaign as well. So again, same setup here. We're running the exact same setup. I'm launching every new ad set that I have into this creative or into this campaign as well. And not much to say about this. Highest volume, as you can see, the cost per clicks and overall like ad metrics are a little bit lower, or I guess better, on the highest volume campaign, especially if you're looking at CPM. And recently this campaign has been performing well. So the reason why I'm running both side by side is, I don't know, I've just found that running both of them, like when I look back on the history of my ad account, I actually averaged out account wide to the exact CPA that I wanted. Sometimes when I go full cost caps, it doesn't tend to work out Maybe that's just because I haven't run them long enough. And another thing I like with highest volume is that I'm guaranteed to get full delivery of my budget, which can be really good, especially when you combine that with something new that I've been testing out, which is using what are called minimum spends. So this is something that I think I've maybe seen one or two Facebook ads people talk about. But basically, if you're going to run this setup, CBO, multiple ad sets, and just launching new creatives every single day, I would strongly recommend that you, on every single ad set that you create, you want to set a minimum daily spend. So what this basically tells Facebook is, I want you to try and spend, whatever your minimum spend requirement is. For me, it's $30. I want you to try and spend $30 on any given day on this ad set if you can. And on a highest volume campaign, it's very easy to achieve that because Meta's focused on spending the full daily budget anyways. So it goes, okay, I'll take a portion of the spend and spend it on this particular ad set. And what I've noticed is a lot more consistent performance on my campaigns overall. So I'm getting more consistent performance. And I've also noticed that creatives that previously, like before when I would launch creative tests, maybe 1 out of every 10 would get spend. But now, as you can see, I'm getting almost $30 in spend right on the dot on some of these. And now new tests, as you can see, this desire testing ad set that I launched on the 13th, instead of spending 30, it actually spent 130, and it's now on par with my previous high spending ad set, which was this original new advertorial test ad set that I launched. I couldn't beat this one for several days, threw some minimum spends on there, and now ad sets, it's almost like Facebook just needs like a little bit of spend, and then after that initial $30, it's like, oh shit, this is actually a really good ad set, and then it keeps pushing spend. So that's basically the setup. I mean, nothing crazy complicated. The biggest thing that I've learned if you're gonna run cost caps, and even ads in general, is I've actually deleted Shopify from my phone, and I do not check Shopify until the day after. So I have my last check at about like 5 p.m. and I pretty much just hard stop checking Facebook ads, Shopify, and I only check probably three to four times a day now. I'll check once in the morning, I'll check once in the afternoon, and then once in the evening, and then from there I go to sleep. I don't check my Facebook ads at all anymore in the night, and I don't have the app installed on my phone. And guys, my performance has been significantly better. I mean, we spent $1,700. If we just look across these past few days, $1,700 to make back $5,700, which is fucking phenomenal. We're making more profit than ever before on this store, and it's all just by launching new creatives every single day and focusing on what I can control, which is launching new creatives. So yeah, that's basically it for the actual ad account structure and setup. Now let me go ahead and show you kind of what the optimization process looks like for me, and pretty much what I'm doing every single day as part of my routine. So first thing I'll do is I'll check the day prior and see any new tests that I launched, did any show some potential. So I'll look across both two campaigns, and what I'm looking for is opportunities to do more of what's working. So if I just filter by spend, I'm going to see instantly this particular ad set here creep up to the top, which is an ad set that I launched yesterday. I'll look in each of the campaigns to see if there's potential opportunity showing in one and not the other maybe. So in this cost cap campaign that I launched, this desire testing ad set has been crushing it, which is awesome. And then if I go into my creative testing campaign over here, I have another kind of desire testing ad set that's doing really well. So what I'll do is basically kind of synthesize those two things, grab both of those, and I'll say, okay, like what's working so well in these ad sets, and how can I do more of that and capitalize on that? So between these desire tests that I ran, I spent $450, $27 CPA, well below the target that I want. That's like, at that point, that's like a $27 CPA is like a 5x return. So I'll just click in and I'll view any of the ads that I think performed well. So we'll click in, and as you can see, it looks like this desire number 3 ad set, I think this is in this one right here. So that's awesome. So this desire number 3 ad set is the one that's performing well. So what I would do is click in and see what copy is actually running for this. Okay, so after checking the ad account, this is the copy that seems to be performing the best. So what I'll do is I know what desire this is going after, and I'll basically just copy this, and I'll go back into an app like Claude, and I will usually create a new chat. So super simply, I'm just going to open up a Claude window and say, this variation of what we wrote is working really well. What are some other copy / angle variations we could do to capitalize on the success of this working? And then close this, and then we'll see what it comes up with. Okay, so it's basically coming up with variations of what's working well for me. So first thing I'm going to do is pick a couple that I like. So if I'm looking at this one, I really like this one. And because I've already prompted Claude with how I want it to write ad copy, I can literally just say, write this one. Okay, awesome. And it's going to go ahead and write this angle, and then I'll show you what I do with it afterwards. Okay, so I've basically got a new variation here. And what I'll do now is I really like this one as well, where it was like, this is our 8th Christmas together. When I realized it could be our last, I couldn't stop crying. So I'm going to just do this really simply. Just say, write this one. Again, guys, like, to be honest, like, another thing I'll say too is, especially with Facebook ads, but really like cost cap campaigns in general, quantity is really, really important. So try not to overthink this too much. Once you have like a winning copy, which, like, you know, at the point where you're scaling, you should have some winning creative that you can iterate off of. You should know the messaging. Like, just use AI to pump out as much volume as you can. So I'm gonna let this generate, and then I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so that's finished. Then next thing that I'll say, oh wait, still generating, but I'm gonna go ahead and already start with generating some new variations. So I'll say, this time, more distinct variations, perhaps different angles, stories, but still resonating with this desire and capitalizing on the messaging that's currently working already for us. We'll say concept, 5 of these out to start. Okay, so I've already got 2 variations of copy that I want to run. And then I've already got, well, coming up with 5 distinct angle variations that are going to keep tapping into this desire, okay? The inheritance warning, let's see what it comes up with. Some of these tend to be hit or miss. Let's see. Comparison crisis, I really like that. And by the way, guys, the angle, as I define it, is basically the story that you tell to activate someone's desire. So, okay, I avoid anything to do with like deathbeds. Like, that's just way over the top. Okay, bucket list. Kind of contrived, if I'm being honest with you. Okay, I think I will go with, let's do, I really like this one. So all I'll do is say, write this one. Okay, and while that's writing that, I'm gonna go ahead and jump back into the ad account, and I'll show you what I will do now with these 2 best performing copies. So let's copy this and let's jump into the ad account. Okay, so I'm back inside of the ad account, and what we're gonna do is launch some tests. And this is the most important thing that you can do every single day. Launch as many tests as you can, focus on the inputs, and that's it. So I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate out this desire testing ad set. Basically, duplicate original setup. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to basically just date this. And we'll just call this desire testing. More testing that we're doing. Now, I already have like 20 ads, as you'll see here. And so what I'm going to do is actually delete a lot of these, so that way I can just edit like 1 copy and then duplicate it a bunch of times. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my 5 ads here. The reason why I have 5 ads is because I'm using 5 images, and I'm just going to really quick rename these from 08.13 to 08.15. Save it to draft, and then we'll go ahead and edit these and go to primary text. And super simple. Just going to paste in my copy like that. Make sure there's no typos or anything. Yep, that is it. Save that to draft. And that's it. So then I'll duplicate this out. I'll grab my other copy, which was the season counter angle, which I thought was really, really strong. Oops, we will grab that copy and we'll go ahead and launch this as well. Where's the creative? Okay. Just make sure you get, I accidentally the other day, I ran it with like this. Here's the season counter angle and that was the hook. So don't do that. Just make sure you double check this. Okay. And then we will find and replace one dash copy, and I'll just put number 2. Okay, and let's duplicate this again. And this time we'll go ahead and grab the new copy. Should be finished. Let's see. Okay. Awesome. So this is great. Let's grab this. Really like this angle with like you know, someone's cat seeming like, especially in this niche where the cats are a little bit older. Let's grab this, paste this in. Okay. All right, just like that. Okay. Sweet. So find and replace. Okay, save that to draft, and I think we'll go, oh shoot. Let me rename this. Shoot. Hashtag, that was number 3, and I think I want to do at least one more, so I'm going to generate that real quick. All right, so I decided to draft up a completely brand new angle, and I will go ahead now and add that in. Okay, so I've got all of my ads pretty much loaded in here, and what I'll do now is I just want to check if this is the cost cap ad set or if this is, okay, so this is my highest volume ad set. What I'll do is basically copy this and I'll throw this into any campaigns that I want to test it into. So in this one, I'm going to throw it into my cost cap campaign. And I'm going to go ahead and set the bid amount to my actual cost cap target, which for me right now is $30. And that should be good. And then I'll just double check this ad set here as well. Broad targeting, you guys know the deal. Advantage plus audience. And that's it. So I'll go ahead now and publish that. And as you can see, launching about 20 ads total, split between, well, 20 ads, 20 unique ads total, and then across these 2 different campaigns. So let's go ahead and let this publish, and then we'll wrap up one more thing. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up. Now, one last quick thing I'll show you that I also like to do. If I see something that's working really well, I'll run, take my headphones off, Jesus Christ. I'll run what are called, what I like to call layer tests. So I have layer 1 tests and layer 2 tests. And these are basically like just how I organize the word iteration in my head. So layer 1 test is basically just going to be finding whatever the best performing asset was for the last couple of days, and then basically changing the actual creative elements and just duplicating the best stuff and changing the creative a bunch of times. So for example, I'll go into, if I know like this desire testing ad set, if I click in and I see like desire number 5 was performing really well, then my main goal is to duplicate this and launch a bunch of creative against it. If I go into my cost cap campaign and I see this set of creatives working really well, then I will duplicate that and test that as well. So let me show you what I mean. All right, so for example, if I see this creative is working well, or this copy rather is working well, a really easy test that you can run to get better performance out of it is literally to just take the creatives in there and duplicate them and swap out the image. So let me show you what I mean by that. So I just want to make sure I'm duplicating the rights. Yeah, desire testing right here. So I will, this is going to be a shit ton of creative. Jesus Christ, wait. Let me just make sure I have the right one. Was that desire 5? I think that was desire 5. Let me see, desire 5, yeah, my therapist asked if I talked to, okay, so yeah, so it's desire 5. We'll duplicate this out. Actually, we don't even need to duplicate this. We'll probably launch this in the same. Yeah, let's go ahead and launch this in the same. So what I'll do is I'll grab this ad and I'll go into those new ad sets that I just launched. I try as much as possible. I much prefer like launching like 20 to 30 ads in a few ad sets as opposed to like, you know, 1 ad per ad set or anything like that. So I'm going to duplicate this into these ad sets. So I'll grab Let me go back. It was this creative that was popping off. So I'll copy this and I'll show you one of the easiest ways to run variation tests. So copy paste this in and we'll go ahead and change the name just so we know that this is actually 15. And what I'll do, I usually will just put like layer 1 test. And that signals to me that this is an image test that we're running. And basically I will just click in and I will go to my creative elements here, add creative, and I'm going to, oh, I guess the component is failing. Should be able to change this. Oh, okay, here we go. So then I'll basically just do this and change out the images and test some images that I didn't get a chance to run. So for example, I think this image is really good, but I haven't had a chance to run it. So I'm going to do that. Seems like I have to do I have to do this manually? Huh. Let me see. Press continue, save that to draft. Okay, I think I literally have to do this manually. That is very strange. Okay, so yeah, it made me have to do that manually. I'm gonna try refreshing here. All right, let me see if the refresh did it. Okay, it looks like refresh might have fixed it. So I'll basically just do that. And I'll go ahead and duplicate this out. Might even be easier to do a flex add. But we'll just duplicate this. And I'll go ahead and just simply change out the image. I really wish it would allow me to, but as you can see, I have a bunch of different images here. So if there's any copy that's performing well, it's like I want to go ahead and test that against my best performing, any other images that I know that are performing well, or just test it against completely brand new images as well. Because as you can see, some of these look fantastic for the purposes of this story. And then I'll keep it super simple. Just duplicate this. And I'll probably do this about 4 more times. Okay, so I've launched about 5 new images, and I'll go ahead and after that, I just keep it super simple and I press publish. And let's just publish all these. And that is pretty much it. That is basically going to do it for this video. And as you can see, in the span of about 20 minutes, I've launched 20 new creatives in my campaigns, and I've launched 5 iteration creatives in my campaigns. Another style of iteration that I like to do is doing hook testing, so just swapping out the first sentence of the ad copy. But I've seen image testing, or like the creative, so image or video, creative testing in particular, move the needle the most, followed by hook testing. And then obviously launching any net new creatives is always going to be the best thing that you can do in your account. So yeah, basically every single day I try to launch at least 20 to 30 ads. As you can see today, we got up 33, which is a very peculiar number. I could have sworn we had more than 33. But yeah, guys, this is basically the daily routine. This is kind of my strategy that is allowing me to pretty much do, 2.5 to 3K a day, consistently in sales, and almost $1,000 a day in profit, pretty easily, low stress, because we're not doing crazy numbers. Obviously I want to scale much further, but that's basically the optimization routine. That's the strategy. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing inside of the ad account and seeing a little bit more behind the scenes of the actual store. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see next. Hopefully you got a ton of value out of this as always, and you are enjoying these kinds of videos. Lastly, if you are someone who is interested and a little bit more serious about learning how to start and scale a branded dropshipping business to $1,000 a day in sales, then click the first link in the description. I have a private course and community. You guys probably know by now. It's called God Tier Ecom. It'll teach you how to step-by-step do everything that you learned in this video and generate results like these that you see on screen. If you want to check it out, again, first link in the description. Otherwise, any resources that I mentioned or used in this video, including all of my AI prompts, are also in the description. You guys can check those out so you can get some results without having to pay for a course. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.